high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News 10.
What a difference 24 hours makes. Yesterday we saw a high of 74 degrees. Today, only 52. Good evening. I'm Nicole Livas.
And I'm Tom Shad. I guess that's why they call it fall in the Super Top 10 Weather Center here with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater. A rainy, dreary day. Now, is the rain finally gone?
Yeah, well, it's almost gone. Certainly the Eastern Shore getting some rain, and it's one of these days where you just want to stay at home, read a book.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm wearing pajama pants right now. Here's a look at what's going on right now throughout the area. We are looking at cloudy skies for the most part into the area, but we are still seeing some rainfall into the region. Here's a look at Super Doppler 10 live, and you can see again some rain into Chesapeake and southward into North Carolina, but not too terribly much. The bulk of the rain is across the Eastern Shore right now, and this is all going to be coming to an end really in the next hour or so. Here's a look at some of that rainfall that we have had, and as expected, we ended up with a lot more rain on off to the west, over an inch of rain in some of those green areas. But as we zoom into our area, rainfall amounts are generally from 1/10 of an inch all the way on up to about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall into the area. Rain's almost over, though. You can see it moving on out, and here's where things are by 9 o'clock tonight, even some breaks in the clouds. Now the forecast becomes temperature. Temperatures right now 48 to 52 degrees, and by tomorrow morning they're going to be a lot cooler. Here's where they are at midnight, 43, 46, 48, and by tomorrow morning into the upper 30s and low 40s, and tomorrow by the noon hour only to around 50. What's it going to be for the rest of the day tomorrow and the rest of our week? It's going to be cooler, and we'll break it all down for you with our forecast in just a few minutes.
Breaking news out on the interstate. Our wavy traffic jam cans rolled as emergency crews worked to clean up this tractor trailer crash that became a hazmat situation. This all started on Interstate 64 at the Twin Bridges. Investigators say two big rigs collided at about 1:30 today.
And after the collision, they began leaking fuel. Officials have not said if anyone was hurt.
Let's take a live look at the scene now. You see traffic still backed up there. State police, rescue, and hazmat crews are still there on scene.
And two lanes are still closed. Well, two men knocked on a Chesapeake woman's door late last night claiming to be police.
But that was a lie, and investigators say the men busted into the woman's home and robbed her at gunpoint. It happened just before midnight in a mobile home park off of Ike Street. That's where 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle is live tonight. Ava, was anybody hurt?
No one was hurt, Nicole and Tom, but the robbers made off with cash. Police say the robbers had on dark hoodies, one armed with a handgun, the other with a shotgun. They went up to this trailer and forced their way in before midnight. The victim told investigators one of them yelled, "Chesapeake Police." That's what's shocking to a neighbor, Carrie Allen.
I would have looked out the window, looked to see if there was a police car outside, because usually when the cops are in this neighborhood, when they are called, there's 4 or 5 of them at one time. So you know their presence is in the park.
She said she's saddened that this happened to her neighbor, a woman with children. No one answered a knock at the victim's door.
And I'm just glad the family is safe and they're okay. And that's just crazy. I mean, it's tough times. We live in mobile homes. I mean, we don't have much as it is. We work hard for what we do have. And we sure as heck don't want anybody invading us and taking our stuff.
Police have a rather vague description of the robbers. If you can help them, call the crime line number. Now, police say if an officer is not in uniform, they'll have a badge or an ID available. We're live in Chesapeake. Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Well, Norfolk detectives had a busy morning in Ocean View. They got a call around 3 a.m. for an assault on West Ocean View Avenue near 12th View, and then 40 minutes later, a robbery was reported in the same area, but we have no word on any injuries or suspects at this point. Norfolk police want to talk to the man you see in this picture, a person of interest in a homicide investigation. Back on November the 12th, someone shot Anderson Britt in the Military Crossing Shopping Center parking lot. He died in the hospital, and police think the man you see here knows something about that shooting.
A call to 911 led police to a robbery investigation in Norfolk. The suspect held up this Family Dollar store on East Little Creek Road just after 8:30 this morning. This is near the Southern Shopping Center. Investigators say the man pulled out a gun, stole money, and ran from the store. Just a few hours later, someone held up another Family Dollar, this time in Portsmouth. Police say a man walked into the store on Greenwood Drive and demanded money. Call the crime line if you know anything that can help police with these investigations.
A woman's in trouble with the law, drug and child neglect charges. That's why her 5 children are now with her grandparents. Franklin police arrested Adina Picott and her boyfriend Timothy Bowers. Investigators say they found marijuana in Picot Cameron Street home. Police took the children, ages 4 to 10, from the home because they think the couple sold drugs with the kids there. Picot is out of jail. Bowers is still behind bars. Also in Franklin, a shopping trip to Walmart ended with a mother in handcuffs. Police say Latasha Boone left her 2 children alone in her car outside the Walmart as she shopped at 1:15 in the morning. This happened last Friday outside the store on Armory Drive in Franklin. Someone called police after seeing the 8-year-old and 6-month-old by themselves in the car. One resident we spoke with couldn't believe it.
There's no excuse for leaving a 6-month-old child in the vehicle for anything, for any amount of time. I don't care if you can see the vehicle. There's no excuse for that.
Now, Boone faces 2 felony child neglect charges. Her children are with their grandmother, and coming up at 6, you're going to hear what Franklin police told us Boone had to say about her arrest.
The city of Virginia Beach says it purchased more than 790 acres to protect Naval Air Station Oceana from encroaching development. The farmland and woods is between Indian River Road and the North Landing River. The city paid Rock Ministries $5 million for the property. The city will continue to lease the land for farming and eventually develop it into a public park. Money to purchase the land is coming from an Oceana acquisition fund and from the city's open space program. This is the largest single land purchase in Virginia Beach's 6-year program to protect Oceana by buying property and development rights around the jet base and in the flight path.
And now you have a chance to weigh in on a possible closure of the mail distribution center in Norfolk. The proposal to close this facility on Church and Brambleton would save about $20 million, but could impact some 260 jobs. The operation would move to a new facility in Norfolk, and there could be 1 less post office in the Mermaid City. A public hearing about this starts at 6 o'clock within the hour at Booker T. Washington High off Park Avenue in Norfolk.
Dr. Conrad Murray will spend 4 years in the Los Angeles County Jail for causing the death of Michael Jackson.
Dr. Murray created a set of circumstances and became involved in a cycle of horrible medicine. The practice of propofol for medicine madness.
Earlier this month, the jury convicted him of involuntary manslaughter for Jackson's 2009 death. Jurors found Murray supplied a deadly dose of the anesthetic propofol and failed to properly monitor Jackson while under his care. Dr. Murray could serve half of the 4 years because of overcrowding in California jails. Tonight at 5:30, hear why the judge says he gave Murray the sentence he did. You'll also hear reaction from the Jackson family.
Well, coming up on WAVY News 10 at 5:30.
Money for charity taken from this counter of a local gas station, but take a look at something that thieves may not have known. That's right, it was all caught on tape.
And it's one thing to see dogs, cats, and even bears running around local neighborhoods, but zebras? Huh? That's what was roaming the streets in one Virginia county. Hear how the exotic animals ended up here and where they are now.
And we know about those Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday sales. Experts say you can also find bargains on clothes and shoes other days of the week. We're on your side with the best days for discounts.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
A record number of shoppers logged on and made online purchases on Cyber Monday. IBM Benchmark says internet sales went up 33% from a year ago. Sales from mobile devices also increased. The average order, $193. Shopping peaked at 2:05 p.m. Eastern. The term Cyber Monday was coined in 2005 by the National Retail Federation to encourage Americans to shop online on the Monday after Thanksgiving. The best deals aren't just on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, though. One expert says certain days of the week are better for certain products. Search engine Shop It To Me analyzed more than 343,000 women's items, nearly newly marked down for 30 days straight. It found on Sundays, skirts, on average, were 77% off versus 52% online on other days. Also on Sunday, jeans, on average, were 50% off versus 42% online the rest of the week. Monday is dress day with 54% off versus 45% on other days. Thursday is prime shoe shopping day with 39% off versus 37% off on other days.
I know you have that organized. A group known for its ratings of video games has a new system for mobile apps. That rating system includes symbols such as E for everyone or all ages and T for teens ages 13 and up. The cellular phone industry backs the plan, but Apple, BlackBerry, and Google app stores are saying no thank you.
ESRB had a great idea, but if you don't have the big players like Google, Apple, and BlackBerry, you don't have a rating system.
This new system will also include info on whether an app collects or shares your personal information.
The weather's changing and you're probably prepared by pulling out your coat, but is your car ready for colder temps? We're on your side with 5 things you need to do. Plus,
What are zebras doing in front of the house?
Good question. That's what a Virginia woman wanted to know. We'll tell you how these exotic animals ended up in her neighborhood.
And to look at our cloud cover throughout the area live on our tower cam. We're seeing the clouds break up a little already. Rainfall, it's starting to move on off. But we got some big changes in the temperature ahead. You'll want to see that with our forecast in just a few minutes.
We continue to follow breaking news. I-64 eastbound at 264 in Virginia Beach near the Twin Bridges. That's where we're seeing a major accident involving 2 tractor trailers. And this is what it's doing. It's backing up traffic in both directions here. So this is a spot that you want to avoid. Again, I-64 eastbound at 264 in Virginia Beach near the Twin Bridges.
this accident happened at 1:30, so
Yeah.
it's been going on for a while. They're taking a while to clean that up, but you can only imagine with 2 tractor trailers, it is going to take a while to clean up.
Hazmat spill too, diesel fuel, so stay away from that area. A 6-year-old boy and his family are waiting to learn if the pit bull that bit him has rabies. This happened Saturday, but it wasn't until today that Animal Control successfully picked up the dog here at Teach Street and Shell Road. The Hampton Health Department's environmental health manager says the dog's owners had to give the dog over to Animal Control because it was loose when the biting occurred.
The animal has been taken to a quarantine facility where it will remain for the 10-day confinement period to ensure that it stays healthy and under confinement. And as long as it stays healthy during that 10-day period, that will be proof that it does not have rabies, so the child is not at risk.
Now, if the dog has rabies, health officials say that it would die during that 10 days. The child would then be treated with a vaccination. Health officials encourage owners to keep their pets on a leash. Imagine if you looked at the window of your house and spotted exotic animals running around the street.
That's what happened in a Northern Virginia neighborhood after 2 zebras escaped from a Leesburg zoo. Shamari Stone talked to a resident about the unusual ordeal.
What are zebras doing in front of the house?
That's the million-dollar question Diane Murphy keeps asking herself as she thinks about her unusual day. She glanced out the window and saw not 1, but 2 zebras running down the street. She grabbed her camera.
As I went outside, they were right in front of the house, and that's when I started taking pictures.
She lives in a nice neighborhood in Leesburg, Virginia, near Route 15. Neighbors ran outside, shocked to see the exotic animals strolling up and down the concrete jungle.
I was worried for the zebras because I just kind of thought, you know, all kind of things come to your mind like, why are they here? Where did they get out? How are they going to capture them?
Investigators told me they escaped from the Leesburg Animal Park petting zoo nearby. Sheriff's deputies drove to the neighborhood and tried to protect the zebras from cars. Animal Control showed up and used a tranquilizer to safely capture them.
There was no disturbance. The kids weren't home. There wasn't a lot of traffic in the neighborhood, so they got it under control and took care of it.
This is the second time animals escaped from the petting zoo. Last April, an African cat got out and a car hit it. Today's escape is rather ironic for Diane. She couldn't go on an African safari with her friend. It looks like the safari came to her.
I don't even have to go to Africa. I've got zebras in my own yard.
Wow. That's Shamari Stone reporting for us. The Leesburg Animal Park says the zebras are fine and they're back inside the park.
And apparently workers not affiliated with the park accidentally left the gate open.
Oops.
No, not good.
We're on your side, helping to make sure your car is ready for cold weather. First, check the battery, especially if it's 4 years old. The date is right on the top. Extreme hot or cold takes away your battery life. Also, check those wipers. Make sure they're in one piece and not tearing away. If there's ice on your windshield, don't turn on the wipers right away. That pulls the rubber off the blade. Third, Check the tread on your tires. That's what keeps you safe on slippery roads. Also, make sure they have the correct pressure.
Look right here on the inside door jamb. It tells you your pressure on the front of on the front tires and your pressure on the rear tires as well. Also, it lists your spare.
Also, get your antifreeze checked, and finally, replace your headlight lamps if they start to dim, and always replace them in pairs.
And you want to see a dose of winter? How about this? A rare early snow for some parts of western Kentucky this morning. This was what it looked like in Paducah. Some areas got a dusting. Others ended up with 3 inches of snow on the ground. Again, early for this area. The snow mixed with rain and created some slippery streets for the morning commute.
Now, in high definition, your Super for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Not ready for snow here yet, no.
No, we're never ready for snow here.
No, we aren't. But it's part of the same storm system that we're getting here in terms of the rainfall and the cooler weather. Let's have a look at it and see what's going on. We got the good news first. Rain's coming to an end through the area. Very, very general, steady, light rain, occasionally a little moderate during the day today. We ended up between right 1/10 of an inch up to about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall into the area. And we have a closer view of what's going on right now into the region. The bulk of the rain is over the eastern shore, but even here it's beginning to break up a bit more. And you can see some along the mainland areas on the western side of the Chesapeake Bay, but basically over the eastern shore. And you can see over the south side of the Hampton Roads area, a couple of stray showers every now and then over the Great Dismal Swamp into Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, but nothing too terribly big, into eastern North Carolina as well. But the bulk of the rain is coming to an end. And this rain that's way out off to the west, it's not likely to move into our area. What's going on is it's the eastern edge of that low pressure area, the storm system itself, and that's going to tend to lift northward. Now, last night, the storm was right on into here, but it's migrated a little bit farther eastward. It was expected to move northeastward on up toward Detroit. It's kind of hung a little bit of a loop. It's still going to move well on off to the north of our area. These rain showers not likely to affect us, and I think we'll end up with clearing skies a little bit later on tonight. Now, we have seen a couple of breaks in the clouds here in the past hour or so. I think we'll see a lot more breaks in the clouds coming up a little bit later on tonight. In fact, by 9 o'clock this evening, a southwesterly wind at 5 to 10. Usually a southwesterly breeze is nice and warm. That's not the case with this one, again, because of that cold front that moved on through our area. It'll drop into the upper 30s overnight during the day tomorrow, low to mid 50s. Here's where we are during the noon hour. A little bit later on in the day, some cloud cover moves on through the area with a little bit of a reinforcing shot of cool air. That drops through tomorrow night. Winds flip on over to the north at 10, and it cools even a couple more degrees by Thursday. As we are Thursday at the noon hour, northerly winds at 10 and 5 to 10 at the end of the day. Lots of sunshine coming up for Thursday. Tomorrow morning, after the sun comes up, 40, 43 will drop into the upper 30s for an overnight low. And during the day tomorrow at 54 degrees, we move on through the overnight hours into Thursday morning, 35 to 40, and Thursday during the day, 52, 53, so a degree or two cooler coming up for Thursday. A look at the cloud cover, and this is since about from around 3:30 in the afternoon on up to the present time. And again, you can see a couple of breaks in the clouds every now and then. And right now, we've got cloudy skies. It's in the upper 40s to around the 50-degree mark. 69 degrees. When was that? That was at midnight last night. It cooled off rather rapidly during the afternoon hours of today. It's around 50 right now throughout the area. Overnight, we'll drop on down to around 38, 40 degrees, and during the day tomorrow, ta-da, 54 with some afternoon cloud cover. Only 52 on Thursday, though. A little warmer Friday and right back down again Saturday. Sunday, 60, and then 64 on Monday. Again, some ups and downs, but mainly downs.
A fiery scene along the Utah interstate. We'll tell you why this truck went up in flames.
It's pretty empty right now, but next week, this warehouse will be second only to Santa's Workshop. How you can help put a smile on a child's face and why you don't want to wait too long to make that donation.
Let's go back to that traffic scene on I-64. This is the eastbound and westbound lanes. 2 accidents now. The tractor trailers eastbound on I-264 where the ramp is near the Norfolk, Virginia Beach line. And then on the westbound side, we have reports of an accident with injuries, and you can see traffic is just a mess. Stay away from this area if you can.
Police say distracted driving caused a fiery tanker truck crash in Utah. The accident on Highway 40 in Strawberry Reservoir south of Salt Lake City shut down the road for nearly 8 hours on Monday. The Highway Patrol says the driver of a semi got distracted, drifted into the other lane, and hit the back of another truck. The truck that was rear-ended was hauling crude oil and burst into flames you see there. Neither driver, though, was seriously hurt. Authorities cited the driver who caused the crash with reckless driving.
A man came clean decades after a crime.
He walked into a Sears store and dropped off an unusual note. Hear what it said and what was included in that envelope next.
And controversy over a cross inside a Virginia school. Why this display might not violate the separation of church and state. That's at 5:30.
Hello, Matt. Check, check, check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It nagged him for 60 years, a deep, dark secret from the past contained in a plain envelope. That elderly man in Seattle delivered it to customer service at a Seattle Sears. And in that envelope, a note that says he stole $20 or $30 from the cash register in the 1940s. With the note, a $100 bill. The stolen money plus interest. Sears says it will pay it forward.
And so we're going to probably donate it to help some families that we normally adopt during the holiday season that are disadvantaged.
And on top of the mystery, no one knows who he is. Store security cameras caught the man on video leaving the envelope, but Sears is not releasing the footage. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.